Day. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I urge you to do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate, please stop by our website at brooksanddavis.com because we would love to work with you. Really exciting episode planned for today, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Today's guest, and I'm really excited because, today is one of those episodes I like to call the red light special. We don't always have the luxury, the honor, and the privilege to having an esteemed member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. But today is one of those special occasions.
Absolutely.
Without any further ado, I want to introduce not only my fraternity brother, but he is the owner, CEO of Level Luxury Automotive, and he is also one of the stars on OWN Network Season 3 series, Ready to Love. Give it up, everybody, at the Prime Real Estate Network audience for my fraternity brother, Mr. Rashid Floyd. How you doing?
I'm good, buddy. I'm good. Nick, how are you, man?
I'm great, dude, man. Look here, man. First things first. I want to give you big love for representing so much on the show.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You be surprised how many noobs sit at home and when you was out there, they seen the brands, was like, oh, that's a real noob.
Yeah.
You don't get that all the time, but
for
we got a lot to talk about, man.
Yeah, most of them watching it with their lady friend too. They
come on, man. You already know how many
inboxes I've gotten. Man, I've never watched the show, but I'm sitting there watching with my lady.
Come on, man. You know how many noobs, man. All the noobs from my chapter, man. We tuned it in every week, man.
That's what's up. I love it.
So first question for you, and I want to thank you so much for carving some time out your busy schedule. How has the attention and notoriety, how has that affected your brand and the business that you've been doing at Level Luxury Automotive? Because I want to talk to you about everything that you offer from a business perspective, and all the services that you offer, not only people here in the greater Houston area, but all over the country.
Right. Man, the show has been great, man. The response has been great. Everyone has been really positive about it. Of course, you got your few trolls and all that kind of stuff, but that doesn't, that just comes with the territory.
Right.
But man, it's been good, man. I have nothing but positive feedback, and now I'm working on juggling the two because my primary business is my luxury brokering service.
Come on,
and
man.
That's what pays the bills.
Yeah,
like the TV show and all that was a great opportunity, and I am getting some residual effect from that as far as people reaching out. And it's highlighting my brand, and which is great. And now I'm getting to the point where now, I've been a one-man band for the longest, and now it's coming to the point where I need to start reaching out and start hiring some people.
Right.
And as my business grows, man. So to answer your question, it's been phenomenal.
Right.
And I'm just looking forward to what's coming next and the notoriety from that service that I provide for people.
One of the things that I was most impressed with when I was doing my due diligence as far as your professional and business background leading up to today's show was your YouTube channel.
Right.
The Car Gawd.
Yeah.
Now, for those who watch you every Friday that haven't had an opportunity to check out your YouTube channel, let everyone in the audience know exactly what they'll find at the Car Gawd channel on YouTube, because
cool,
your show is crazy.
Right. Thank you, man. So Car Gawd is a concept that I came up with about a year ago, man. It's funny that a friend of mine, you know how we all get nicknames. Mm-hmm. It's just normally it's a pet name from the friends or family and stuff like that. And people would call me all the time, and one of my specific buddies would call me all the time and ask me auto questions. And he'd say, man, I was like, I need to hear from the Car Gawd. So it just kind of stuck. And then I was like, you know what? Let me give a behind the curtain scene of what goes on in the car business, and what it takes to get a vehicle for people. And what I focus on in Car Gawds, it's informative as well, and it's also entertaining. So most of the times you're going to see my interaction, me getting luxury vehicles and cars for my celebrity clients, whether it be athletes, entertainers, and also business professionals such as yourselves that don't have time to go in a traditional dealership. Right. Those days are long gone. People don't want to spend hours and hours in a dealership anymore. So I provide a concierge service that takes care of everything for them from A to Z. And then on Car Gawds, it shows me going across the country, trying to find vehicles, losing cars to other people, shipping them from one side of the country to the other. And then also give informative stuff. So if you check it out, I gave my thoughts on whether you should or shouldn't buy a vehicle during the pandemic, the pros and cons of doing so.
Right.
And then I also do interviews with people that have luxury car collections and stuff like that. So it kind of covers all the bases. And I may interview a guy who owns a auto detail shop. and I want to sit with him because if his life focuses around automobiles, whether it's detailing them, putting wheels on them, putting sound in them, you're still a car god to me.
Right.
So that's why it's called Car Gods.
Yeah.
And then I kind of show kind of the back and forth of that and give them a highlight to highlight their business and also kind of show what it takes to be a luxury car broker.
Absolutely.
I should have known you 2 years ago. I was looking for my car.
Right.
No, I actually bought a car, and I actually had it shipped from California here.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to find what I wanted. So I wish I would have known your services. I would have used you.
For sure. Well, you know me now, so I got the
Absolutely.
next one.
The next one. Yep. For sure.
I know the cool thing about you sitting in with us today, Rashid, is that having Ms. Jackson sit in, I feel like we get the best of both worlds.
Right, yeah,
We
absolutely.
get to have an expert as far as automobiles, how to go about brokering, how to get them shipped, how to find those hard to find with unique features, those custom vehicles or those vehicles that came with a limited release. Now, the great thing is that we have Ms. Jackson here who, for a businesswoman and entrepreneur, has always surprised me with her automobile knowledge.
Okay.
But dealing with commercial vehicles and helping commercial truck company owners as far as insurance, that's one of the things that I think is in her wheelhouse. And I know you had some questions for Mr. Rashid as well.
I did. You know, knowing that you are a broker and you find, you know, certain vehicles for your clients, do you do that on a commercial standpoint, like for the truckers, like your 18-wheelers, things like that? Do you also offer that service if they are looking for like a fleet of vehicles?
Right, absolutely, I do.
Okay.
And I typically the stuff that I've done with that has been like personal relationships. People reach out to me that I know have want to get into that business. Like I'll find vehicles for people who want hot shots or who want the actual 18-wheelers and stuff like that. That's not my primary focus, but I definitely have those connections to do so.
Okay.
And like I tell people, if it's got wheels and it's got an engine, I can find
You
it
can
and sell
find
it.
it.
And
That's
get
right.
it done.
No
So,
doubt.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I don't limit myself on anything as far as the automotive industry, and then that falls right in line with that. So absolutely.
That's really great to know because I often get asked, you know, where can I buy a truck? You know,
Right.
can
Yeah,
you
for sure.
can you point me in the right direction? So I'll definitely send some people your way.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. I'll take care of it.
You know, it's one of the things, Rashid, that I love is especially on your channel. I urge everyone who haven't had opportunity to stop by the Car Gods YouTube channel to do so, is that you had an opportunity to work with and interview a good friend of mine, Big Chef Don Bowie.
Yeah.
You helped my man find a really nice truck, which is super cool. And not only was it really refreshing to see you able to help someone that I know on a personal basis, but it took me back and I thought of a story from when I was younger and I had a friend of mine. He bought a high-end luxury SUV here in Houston, but he lived in Denver.
Okay.
Spent somewhere in the range of 75 to 90 on the vehicle.
Yeah.
He gets to Colorado, it snows, and that's when he realized he bought a two-wheel
Two-wheel
drive
drive,
SUV. And I'm going to tell you, when you're young,
For sure.
Rashid, how many times have you run into people who come to you after they make a bad decision
they
and
make
got
a
to
bad
fix
decision.
it?
Right, exactly.
Could you talk to our audience about when you're purchasing a luxury vehicle, one of the main reasons why someone needs to reach out to someone like yourself is to stay away from that type of situation?
Exactly. I'm glad you brought that up because it's very important that people have someone to represent them.
Come on.
So people don't always look at a car dealer or a car broker in that light. So, you know, and let's be honest, you're in real estate. What is the number one purchase after someone buys a house? It's normally a car.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's probably the second most expensive purchase people make in their lifetime is a vehicle next to a house. And, you know, after people buy a house, I get a call. Okay, I just bought this house. I'm going to go ahead and get this car. You know, and then what do? You have, when you buy a house, you have a realtor to represent you
Absolutely.
through that transaction. If you are ever having to go to court for whatever reason, what are you going to do? You're going to hire an attorney to represent you. Why not hire someone to represent you that's going to have your best interest for a very, very important and expensive purchase that most of us, the second most expensive in our lifetime?
It's amazing that you have to continually reinforce that message, because if we did a survey of 100 people, I'd say 95% would say, I don't like shopping for a car myself.
Yes.
I would
100%.
prefer to have a
100%.
professional
Right.
do that for me. So could you explain, what do you think is the disconnect between everybody knowing that they don't want to do it themselves
Right. Well,
and everybody reaching out to you as a professional?
Well, a couple things. You know, we've got the old-fashioned, you know, throw the keys on the top of the roof, hide the invoice. You know, back in the wild, wild west of the car business. And, you know, sometimes dealers and car salesmen kind of put in that category as, with attorneys and other, professions where they feel that we take advantage
Right.
of people.
Oh, and of course, the insurance lady.
Right, and yeah, exactly.
Oh, you go there?
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
Oh, my
especially back in the day from the door-to-door insurance salespeople and all that. It's just kind of a negative persona from the past.
Right.
But now, with so much education of the customer out there, because it's over 90% of customers before they actually step foot in a dealership, they look at something online. Right.
Right.
And when you have all this information online, now the customer's more informed, right? But at the same time, that same customer from Denver, if I'm selling anybody a car from Denver, I'm going to say you're going to need a 4-wheel drive automatically.
Come on. But
You know
you'd
what
be
I'm saying?
surprised. People don't do that first. They look for moon roofs
Yeah, yeah.
and alloy
No,
wheels.
absolutely.
And then can't
Right.
drive in the driveway.
Yeah.
when they
And
get
the
out.
alloy wheels are gonna suffer with that salt up there in the snow.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, that's the side of it that they need. And I know the pitfalls that they have to go through and the hoops that they have to jump through now, as far as finance is concerned. So if you consult me, even if it's on a new car, and I actually sometimes I just broker the deal for them, right? I charge them a fee for that, but I'm saving them more money by me doing that because there's still ways that dealers can make their money. Even though you see this car listed online for this price,
Right.
you have to worry about back end stuff, interest rate, and things of that nature. And I've sat in all those seats. So that's the service I provide them.